the recognized symbol of excellence in Super Show deck tech.
Welcome to the show, it's time for stack cards. On a tray in the rain to make your game no hard. We teach you how to win, avoid the common mistakes. Don't always play champion. We shuffle like deck with dice and raise in the stakes. We got deck, our strategies the king. Don't fucking help me report by playing cards to carry the finish. We could just pass it back for you, idiot. Idiot. Dirty execute to help you dominate the ring. Allies in your moves so you hear the bell go ding. Here on the show we got the pro tips. Play around your protector cause you know moves just this. What should they say? When trade will sharpen your mind. To catch ready for the show, it's stack card time.
Oh, hey!
Hello.
Welcome back to Stat Card. It's been a hell of a week already, and it's Wednesday.
Yep.
I'm here with, now, sadly, former Underworld champion, Trey Cantrell, the Starbreaker. We got to stop playing at Paul's apartment.
You know, I'd had a pretty good record in Atlanta. You know, I thought that would carry over, but
Well,
you know, Paul had to do some other adjusting, you know, for people. And once all those adjustments were out, the dice luck stopped happening.
You heard your first round pick moaning in the opposite room, and you were just
It was
like
a little
very
bit distracting.
distracted. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm sure
understand that.
You know, I didn't know if it was all Johnny Correa or if some of it was Chuck. You know, there was just a lot of it going on.
Like at least you had all the finishes in your deck. Like that's what killed me, is like, oh, I found my finished sub on the ground. It's like, this is tough. This is a tough look with choking the smoke in the deck.
Definitely.
Yeah. The God, there's the
Maybe that's
dumbest
Paul's
thing.
problem with y'all's tag matches. You know, Paul just needs to get out of his apartment to play y'all's tag matches.
Listen, I'm just saying, it may be the answer.
It may be the apartment is the problem.
Yeah, but don't worry. Chris Pate gets to play against the extremely fair Deathmatch King Cardona in his first defense. I have said quite a lot about that already. I'm likely upsetting some people. So,
you know, John Pulverino getting a global shot with Deathmatch Cardona win. You know, this
that's
guy
what
gets
I
nothing.
said. He needs to get a global thing. If anybody would let him do it, it'd be Cheetah.
They know, you know, he was clearly a global comp when he won the CAC with him, so he deserves it.
Yep, it's what it needed to be. Actually, it might have been Underworld at that point, but still,
No,
was it not?
maybe not. No,
I was supposed to say, I can't remember but today on the stacked card, we have one of my I hate to say sleeper, but it's like it feels like, because I'm one of the few people that has actually played against him many times. I'm like, anytime his name gets brought up, I was like, no, he knows what the hell he's doing, because I've met him in I played against him at Grand Gathering. Didn't get to play him in my first Florida CAC that I went to, but he was killing people with Citizen X, which is still like my main, like.
I was going to say, yeah, Brian was talking about it as well then, and when we first were doing our draft board, Brian's like, yeah, we need this guy in the second round. And then we saw where everyone else had him rated because they didn't know who he was. We're like, oh, we can sneak and get this guy later, and
didn't happen, unfortunately.
2 picks before we were going to get him.
Damn. Yeah. But if you know him, you know how good he is, and he just like kind of showed it to the world by stomping John Pulverino's dick in, which we really appreciate on this channel. So that's honestly why he's here.
He got a large pop at Southern Pride when that happened.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did, didn't it? No greater feeling, honestly. But yes, enough preamble. Let us welcome in the Lethal Endorser, Joe Gilchrist.
Hello.
Hello.
It's so nice several weeks after Origins to get one less pop. You know, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost nice that Yaz was booked for the last one because I just got to bask in that glory one last time.
Hilariously, her power went out, so we didn't even get a Yaz appearance.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, no, I popped in to check that out, and I'm like, well, I could do it, but I'm 3 sheets to the win right now, so let's not.
Nah, why rush it? Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like it might be it's like, oh, it's just never gonna happen with Yaz. I'm hoping soon that we can get her on.
Yeah.
But she lives in Tornado Alley with a lot of storms, so that'll happen. Oh my god! So
it's actually funny you mentioned Citizen X. That was my go-to for a long time.
Mhm.
Every tournament I went in, I made top cut. Usually out first or second round though. And I still really like it. It's my favorite gimmick. It's very aggressive and defensive at the same time, but it's just not quite consistent enough.
Yeah.
What you'll see with that is consistency.
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
remember.
say, I've been looking at Citizen X though with the new entrance card you were playing, Drew. The reveal the two and they get to draw one.
And they draw one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of neat actually.
Yeah.
The way that it's worded. Yeah, I remember playing against you in Grand Gathering, and that's when that was my first like come out of nowhere with mimic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like very similar stat lines, and it's like, but the key difference is, unfortunately, we're the same top two, and you had full Nelson, and me with a live 14. I'm like,
yeah,
and that really was the difference. I was just able to match my strike, and I had one more stop.
I feel like we went to like crab meter 2 or 3 with that one.
It was, yeah, because like I
most
think
gimmick matches do that.
Yeah. Well, it's like your 5 is grapple, and like a lot of yours just like boost grapple. So I'm like, cool, 7 to like an 11 on my kick out. Yeah, I think when I beat you, I think I might have actually just copied full Nelson with my strike. I was like, enough. I was like, if you kick out, I'm gonna be set up at least.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But you are known to play not off the wall, but like definitely lesser seen and even more importantly, like lesser winning champions. I see champions. I've been watching a lot of League of Legends. But I remember playing you in a weekly tournament, and you were Phantasm, and I had heard of Phantasm, but I hadn't played against it, and I was like, man, this is hella annoying.
I don't think I've ever played against a Phantasm.
Man,
that deck wasn't very good. I just barely snuck into top cut, but that deck wasn't good.
It does not have gigantic finishes, so you would not like it, but Trey. But it is very annoying to play against, and I do very much enjoy the fact that you and I are now linked by making a Southern State wrestler appear better than people thought. Because I had Aaron Dallas, and you now have KJ Impala.
KJ Impala is so good.
I was just told that no one could win with KJ Impala.
Noted fan of Southern State wrestlers, especially in Faction Wars. Aaron Dallas or Brian Lee said that nobody could win with KJ Impala.
Really?
That he was bad.
So the off the wall generally comes from Rust Belt. We every single week is no top 96.
Right.
I've traveled to a couple of different places, and what's really fun about I went to the New York CAC, and I went to the Orlando CAC. It's really fun seeing the meta, and I haven't played online too much, but everyone has their own meta.
Right.
Rust Belt's all about no top 96. There's generally 2 people who show up with the same deck every week, and it's a Worlds comp or a top 96. But we've mostly shut that down. We just like playing different stuff.
You don't have to bring Dylan playing Snake Pit into this.
It's World's Night. Dylan shows up online.
Oh man, that's crazy. We got Snake Pit or Witch's Apprentice.
But the thing is if you got something you really like and you take it into a different meta,
Yeah.
like Citizen X did really well against the Orlando meta.
Yes,
okay?
it did.
Very, very well, right?
That was the thing that I noticed when we went down to Orlando as well. Like, they were all playing very fast decks. I was not expecting it to be that fast, especially with like Ring of Fire being a step. I was like, people are going to have to slow their decks so they don't burn themselves in top cut. But
Oh no,
everything was fast. Everything was fast.
Hammer Wendigo versus Draw 2 D2 was the finals. And we were all very fast.
Fast is consistent.
Yeah, the I did think it was funny. It was like that same Orlando CAC that we were both at. I played Mombada to give it a shot because I was like, with all these stiffs, like people are going to be playing like Back from the Brink and stuff like that, just blank skill cards. And then I won every match again except Ricky Riot, and Ricky Riot playing Ricky Riot, and we had the same stat line. I was like, this is the fucking worst. It's like that's how my Orlando CAC was. It was like just Chris Pate being the thorn in my ass. Yeah, and you got top 2, right?
Top 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I was that was I won all the turn rolls. I hit a finish and I botched it. Mm-hmm. And then Loeb won all the turn rolls and hit a finish and it stuck. Which I was happy for Loeb. I did finally get that competitor he made from that. I'm like, this is something I'd want to play, but I'm just going to put it in the binder. I don't really need to see
Corporate Collector.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was great because he won with memes and then he made Corporate Collector. So it's like, yeah, I'll just be like that. At least like when people have been kicking, it's funny. I have my best 2 performances in recent CACs have been like a top 3, 4. We didn't do a third place match in Atlanta, and then top 2 in Orlando second time, and both of them went to my friends. So I was on E2 I was on E2 helping those competitors get made, and I'll be on 1 tomorrow helping my competitors get made.
We need Pus to turn in that art.
I know, right? And yeah, Dave, he's the thorn in many asses. Listen, I beat him on the way to my CAC win, so at least it was his get back. All right, man. So we were very interested to. This is E2, TOTU as well. I normally am yelling about, but let us see this Joe Gilchrist deck list because I know we were interested because I know we very much laughed at Brian after his very anti KJ Impala take.
All right. So how does this look here?
That's fine. Yeah, it's 1 through 10 or 1 through 9 at least. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, other than Apocalypse, every major stop is going to be each bury ones in the discard pile, right?
Yes, and beg for mercy.
And beg for mercy, of course.
Yeah.
And he's Tech 10.
Mm-hmm.
Tech 10, Agility 9, Grapple 8.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the funny thing about this deck is Southern States. I've played almost every Southern States. I think they're actually all really good, and they're all like sneaky good. Aaron Dallas.
I think a lot of them got some extra juice. I mean, their finishes got the extra juice with these double stops now, though.
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah.
But so KJ, I saw him, and I'm just like, and at the time he was released, there was only one friendly berry card. That was Sidewide Wonderflex. And I know immediately what deck I'm going to run. The second I saw KJ, I'm like, I'm going to run this deck. It's going to be real good. But I had to wait until the rest of the cards came out, which was like 7-8 months later at the next grand pack.
Yeah, it took like the second grand pack where it's like, all right, he's going to finish this line.
But 1 was out, so I knew it was going to happen.
You're right.
When they finally released it, I basically knew exactly what deck I was going to run immediately. And it actually got fine-tuned a little bit. Mr. Funtime Bob really helped me turn this from a meme deck to kind of an actually really good deck. There was a lot of very minor tweaks. It was really like, what am I doing with my 16, 17, 18, and 10, 11, 12? Because the rest of the deck basically runs itself. This is a very simple deck. Although the problem is to actually run this deck, you basically, like if you're an old head who has Champion to Kickstarter, $150 card. All right. So, which you need the Champion to Kickstarter. Let's start at the entrance. Why do you need it? You need a card in the discard. You want one card in the discard to get the engine going, because you need cards in the discard to get the engine going.
Yes, you have the pass from me for this one, because it's like, yes, because you do not get to draw a card unless you bury a card, so that is the trigger for it.
So I refuse to pay for one. I mean I can whip out the credit card, get it, but it's just like $150 is so much. But I have all these friends who've been playing the game for 10 years. So Trash Man is the reason I won Origins, because Trash Man loaned me.
Let you borrow it.
Champion, yeah.
Hilariously, you don't have a kick either.
That's what I was gonna say. I was kind of surprised you not running like Scissor Kick on 7 with it.
Yeah. Yeah, he said go to hell. He said take the Manos better. Obviously,
and no Crane Kick.
Yeah, no crane. Oh my God.
This deck is focused. Okay, I mean that unstoppable kick is which I actually got a slightly funny story about that, but I just don't worry about that. But so starting there, the problem with this deck is basically to build KJ Impala, you got to spend a lot of money
to get all the grand back cards.
So you have to buy Danny Briggs, which is $25.
Yeah.
You one of the finishes. You have to buy KJ, which is $10. Then you got to buy 2 individual finishes. So right there, just to run the competitor and get all your finishes, what's that? 25, 35, 45, $55, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I usually get a couple of packs or whatever release comes out, but to actually get everything I needed here, I probably bought 10 grand packs. So just
I can believe it with some of these that were more difficult to find than others.
Oh my God. Yeah, tell me about it. I still don't own a Breakout number 26. It's very annoying. That's the bury 3 at opponent's discard pile. Everybody pulls one. I was like, that's a fake card.
Mr. Pollins actually has the fake card, the number 5 version of it.
Yes. I have one of those.
Yeah, apparently they were underprinted, and I'm
well,
like,
they were misprinted, and a lot of the 5s got destroyed, is what it was.
Oh, I see. Yeah, tossed in the landfill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but kind of drilling into it. So 1 through 3 basic, right? Though, like the thing I'll say about these is I usually like to keep them in hand. Like I won't if I have a choice between a 10 or a 12 and a 1, 2, or 3, I usually keep it because it keeps the engine going. Okay, it just keeps things moving along. Apocalypse is just because I need if I get rejected, I need some way to get cards in the discard, something like that. It does solve a problem there. Normally I never run Apocalypse. I just don't like it personally. But I run it in this deck because it solves problems with gimmick blankers and things like that. Which honestly, if you blank my gimmick with this deck, I really don't care. But in general,
I play this style too. I don't care if they blank my gimmick.
Yeah, that's why that's there. That was a Funtime Bob then, and then 7, 8, and 9. I have Take the Mantle, Simple Call, and Chugga Chugga Chugga. Which, like the whole engine of the deck, if you look down here, I got Showboat, Daredevil Slam, and Split Shoulder Scissors. Okay. Now, obviously, I've seen you guys run these cards. I know you guys know the power of them, but I'm very much you gotta run 2 of each. Personally.
Really?
You gotta. I played my Jake Chris deck, which is just a pure, just silly fun deck. I took top 4 at the Origins John Wolverine
Yeah,
tournament.
the invitational, yeah.
Invitational, and actually that had more people in it than the Origins Saturday I won. But the reason is because consistency. Now you have to give up a lot to get this. You have 7, 8, 9, 22, 23, 24 are the best card lines, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down,
Mo-
best
mo-
card.
mo- most
I agree with
diversity,
you on
most
the,
powerful. Yeah.
I was gonna say I agree with you that you need 2 of them for consistency. That's the reason why I play this a lot of times. I run 2 of the flip the bird line there
Mhm.
because I know I'm gonna go faster than them.
Mhm.
I don't care about loading. With your gimmick, I understand that you need to load it up quicker. But if I'm just constantly burying everything or double burying off their stops, all their recursion cards are dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, I don't think I've actually seen your Cyclone deck. I think I saw it, but I don't know. Do you run take the mantle line and the showboat line in that deck?
I do not run the take the mantle line,
Okay.
and I think I tried showboat and I just didn't need it.
Okay.
I'll have to look and see.
Yeah, I mean,
I know
obviously,
I know 23 I was a searcher, and I know 24 was the split shoulder scissors.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember
23
what.
was set up the steel chair, I know.
okay.
22 Trey, I couldn't remember whether you
It
had
might have just been a
showboat or
draw
not.
3.
It
Okay.
could have been a draw 3.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
but the big difference between Cyclone and this is just the shuffle that Cyclone gets, which is a little bit better.
Yeah, I was gonna say the main difference is I have something that I have play cards that'll just go outright and search what I need. Like
Mhm.
with
Okay.
you, I'm guessing you're pushing your strike most of the time with the stat line, or
Oh yeah, it's just strike.
so like my
strike.
10 would be if you get a strike in play, search your deck for a strike, put it on top.
Well,
And
I mean, it's
my 22 would also be like a fire one across the bow type line.
so it's just different. Okay. So
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
actually
9 to 10.
prefer KJ and Paul's Berry with no shuffle.
Okay.
Because basically the way this deck operates is I shove the shaft at the bottom. The stuff I don't want is at the bottom of the deck. Okay. If I shuffle it, the stuff at the bottom is somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So my 22 was standing moonsault is what I did. I did standing moonsault, set up the steel chair, and split shoulder scissor. So 22
I think
20.
Dave just said your Cyclone had the Gen Con, the draw 3, the power +1.
That was Maestro. I think
But-
I just looked at the list. I said Pulverino. It was standing moonsault.
I see.
But obviously, I was just curious because Cyclone's very similar, which hands down Cyclone's better. Why is Cyclone better? Is because it fires more often and the finishes are better.
Right, and it affects it works against like hand destruction too. So it's like any berry is crazy.
Any berry, yeah. But for this one, basically the goal is turn 1, I'm hitting take the mantle or simple call.
Mhm.
Turn 2, I'm hitting showboat or daredevil slam. Okay, and with Champion and Kickstarter, I have a 50-50 shot of that happening, more or less. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I do like running odds sometimes. But when that happens, if at the end of turn 2, you have half your deck, you have none of your stop any's are in your discard, you're pretty set up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. The I guess the only issue this would have is like, I wonder if Ring of Fire would be tough just because like you basically have to discard nothing and draw 2. that's what it would turn into. But
Well,
I guess
it
you also get
depends.
to bury that. You also get to flip their deck with each stop, right?
So I did run into a Ring of Fire with my Origins win. It was round 2. Killing me. I can't remember who I was playing.
Mhm.
But basically, with these, it's up to. So if I take so I think what I did is I hit take the mantle. Sorry, I don't think I hit either one of these, and even so, it's up to. So you don't have to do it. If you don't want.
Yeah.
And then when I hit the showboat, I searched out and I removed like 3 cards. So I just moved a couple.
Yeah.
So it's problematic, but it's no more or less problematic for most decks. It just doesn't let me do what I'm good at. However, a cage, a steel cage match, it's auto win. I've won.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, you hit any of those cards. Like, I won a steel cage with Mimic recently, and it's because he had to choose. And one of these things I learned from like playing Trey. I had my finished grapple still in deck, and he only had one grapple stop. I think he had his 13 left, and he didn't, and he had already flipped Apocalypse. And I threw Legendary Looney LARPing. I had like 5 or 6 cards left in deck, and finished grapple still in deck, and it was good because he had to risk between letting the crowd meter one finish hit or me just drawing the rest of my deck, and it's like this is the power of like one of those cards. I'm wondering if
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if I was building it like my
one.
12 and my 18 because it's your weakest spot with the stat line, that's where I put the draw at.
Okay.
So, but you're
Maybe
running APOC, so it's a little bit different. Like, I try to build up the board, so like in this case, the 12 would be where I have all of my leads at, and then the 18 would be I would draw off their leads.
Okay.
Zach asked this question in chat, and I was going to ask too. He's asking why the recursion cards on things like 10, 16, 18, because wouldn't they just bury your finishes first?
Well, here's the deal. It's about consistency, and depending on how it goes, if you get a lot of turns in early, you're going to want to be able to hit or finish and recur a finish.
Yeah.
Okay. So having that allows you to hit a finish, recur a finish. But now here's the other deal. So when I hit take the mantle, I have to think, what cards am I removing? And then when I hit the showboat, I have to think, what cards am I removing? And it took me a while to figure out like what's the optimal way to play this. And depending on it, like honestly, if I had a draw card at 12 or 18, chances are, depending on the situation, when I hit one of those cards, I'm kicking that card to. It's just depending on how I feel about the game and whether I need that card.
I was
or
gonna
not.
say, like, I mean, I agree with it. All your follow-up subs are recursion for you.
Yeah.
So that works very well.
I have no recursion. None. Right? Or at least not very much. So it's important to run that there.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull up your finishes. So that is the Southern State Trap. I see. Is that Southern State Suplex and Southern State
Suplex and the Cross.
The Cross.
So I think these are hands down the finishes you need to run with. Honestly, anyone Southern State. It depends on the stat lines, of course.
I was about to say, I'm with you on the grapple and the sub. I think and looking at your stat line, I think Southern State Cross like +1 to your 7, 9, 6, and then bury
and it fires my gimmick.
Yeah, and it's like that's fine. Like it's like there are much worse finishes than I got 2 10s and then 7 to an 8, 6 to a 7, perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 8 to a 10, 8 to a 10, and then 5 to an 8, which hell yeah, that's great. That's better than a Thunder Driver. And then I love the Southern State Trap. It hoodoos people so many times just because they're like, all right, I'm worried about this grapple or strike with 2 10s and whatever. I don't have to worry about that. And then you Southern State Trap, and then you just hit the same finish. It is hilarious.
It's iffy because, I mean, honestly, there's been plenty of times where I hit it and I have no finishes in discard. Because also, people are shoving my finishes to, but the thing is usually in that case, I copy a Showboat or a Daredevil Slam.
Yeah,
and it's
sure.
Okay, if they kick, if I win, I win. If they kick out, I am that much more set up for.
Yep.
Yeah, you can copy. You could even copy like a getting over or hold it right there just for fun. It's like, okay, well, my next turn roll I'm going to win because I just got +3 or draw and +1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
the thing that I did, and it apparently impressed the big picture so much that they drafted Aaron Dallas. I ran the same grapple and strike, or grapple and sub. I ran death by elbows, and because at 22 I ran like callous elbow strike, and I was just ran that, and I have hoodooed people where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to play all these strikes leading up to my finish, and then I'm going to hit the finish sub with no subs in play, and I'm going to copy death by elbows in the discard pile. So it's like, all right, +3 to the finish roll because I copied death by elbows. Yeah, it's got the Southern State Trap has a lot of fun tricks. It's a lot like Candyman Dan's finish sub that gets to copy the text of a lead. And I know Trey did that, and I've seen it before on where he does like
I
chicken
didn't
wing.
even see that your mimic or TVA commish where I blanked your gimmick.
It was
So I got my
vacation. It was vacation. Yeah, you got to blank the gimmick for until your next turn roll, which was annoying on a character like Gimmick or Vacation Commissioner. Yeah, big fan of Southern State Trap.
And especially with the Southern State Suplex, for most of the Southern State competitors, you have
they're high grapple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's actually a lot of 8 grapples, or even if it's a 7 grapple, great. But I actually just bought Chip Day from SRG when I bought Joe Hendry as well. I'm like, I've been waiting to get that guy as well because I actually think that guy's going to be pretty good. Only because of the way the stat lines line up. I'm actually pretty excited. But his gimmick is something just stupid. It's just whatever. But that's just like that's the thing I like about the Southern States is you can take someone with a gimmick that's you get +1 on all your leads and follow-up strikes, and if the stat lines line up, you have good finishes, and you can do something fun.
Yep.
But I guess kind of running through the deck here a little bit more. I kind of run into the trap of I don't know what skill cards to run. I'll bait for mercy.
Yeah, I was thinking that because like
this Chugga was just it was a throwaway, but actually skill Chugga is really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see, agility 9 and grapple 8 and tech 10. There's not really a better one at 7 through 9. I guess you could do just regular call to the crowd and do the 9 escape potion. Just swap the 2. It's the same thing effectively. It's just you're like a little bit stronger on grapples. Saying this always feels like bullshit saying to somebody who won a major tournament, right? Like because it's clearly you fucking won, right? But it's like this is just like the minor shit. Like
I was gonna say, you could swap 22 and 24, and you could run, like a sheepish.
Yeah,
that way you're filling up your discard pile as well.
I think if you swapped simple call and put regular call to the crowd and escape potion on 9, that way with getting over, like you're running the gimmick blanker at 11 and 17. If they have to choose whether to stop call to the crowd or getting over, they don't get to stop both. And that way you still have like the flexibility of like your 9 is the same effect as simple call.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. But I mean, in terms of this card, it was more just a fact of like, what skill cards do I have? And this is pretty good. It worked out. Plus, a lot of times, so a lot of my strong recursions on my sub, which generally, and my best 2 finishes are my strike and my grapple. So it tends to have more situations where I'm not going to get hit with a C1 stop one.
Okay.
But I'm pushing the strike and take the mantle staying at 7. So it just slightly weakens my grapple, but my grapple's, not terribly protected either. But no, that's
I was gonna say, like what Drew's saying right there, if he swaps call, you could do call into your 24 into your finished strike, and you could rainbow him.
Yeah, call the crowd, then split shoulder scissors, and then the strike. Dave said, "Don't you like having the 4 key cards on your most protected?" I mean, he's Tech 10, but he's also but he's sub 5, so it's like, it's a toss up, right? It's one
Yeah.
of those stat lines. Like he's 8-7 sub, so that's why I like having the split shoulder scissors because that's still like a massive recursion card.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly,
I
I
mean,
think
if
the
you're playing
split
against other
shoulder is
independents,
fine,
you know,
but
they're either really high power or really low power. So
Independent wrestlers, like if you take this guy into a global division thing and you're high grapple and high power, a lot of times might as well just run the fallen power slam. Like because most of the time, like all the indies forever were high grapple instead of high power. So so you could just be like, just run. It's like playing at Atlanta locals. Like it's like if you're high power and like a 7 grapple, it might be better off just playing the the 7 grapple.
power 9's
that-
no good.
Yeah, that meta is all high power, which fitting that we get power 11 out of there. Oh my god, this is it's still like one of the because as the guys who don't well I say we don't travel much. I've been to fucking Rhode Island already this year, and so is Trey. It's like I guess we don't travel to the Midwest. Tough until Grand Gathering. The we get to do the fun thing of just like following along the challenge, and so it's like, all right, we get to see KJ and Paula, he's kicking ass, and it's like, yeah, surely not, and then it's like, and then you get winning and winning, and then we're all just like pointing and laughing at Brian. It's like Joe's kicking ass, man. Like it's like again, I'm not shocked. I've seen the results you make with like Citizen X and shit, and it's like oh, he's probably running all the friendly berry and just drawing a million cards, and then we heard it's like, oh, you're running the I'm going to discard half my deck by turn 2 or 3, and you're like, oh well, shit, that sounds fun.
it's yeah. It's real fun for you. Let me tell you what.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
At locals, this is the jank I run, and Matt Nealon is basically, oh, you're gonna turn 1, take the mantle. I'm using a skill stop on that. I don't care. Screw you.
Yeah, we're gonna running Larry at that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll bow and arrow that 7 real quick. I'm not having this happen again.
Yeah, it's just like no.
Yeah,
I want to have fun. I don't want you to have fun.
Oh, that is the famously, definitely not Colby Cram saying, "Fun is a zero-sum game, and I want all of it."
Nah.
Shout out Mitchell Manja.
Shout out Mitchell Manja. Only him to say it. That's a funny story. Hearing that we met Colby later than we met Mitchell, and Mitchell had been saying that, and apparently in UFS, fucking Mitchell stole that from Colby. So Colby comes in late, and he's like, "What the fuck?" It was like, "That's my saying." Which knowing how numbers focused Colby is now, like it makes 1,000%. It fits so much better. It's so funny.
But so I guess just kind of round out my thoughts.
Yeah.
So at the 10, I'm running All American block because I'm just trying to recur
You're pushing that strike, right?
That strike finish, right? The 12, it's my least protected. It's the one where I want to be able to cannot be stopped by follow-ups.
Yeah, I'm never mad at one of those. Like,
I was gonna say, my only thought is if you're running the skill card on 9, though, I want a strong 12 that there's something that they will actually use a strong stop on it that I can follow it up with a 9.
Yeah,
that's what Drew was talking about, like flipping those 2 spots.
Yeah, that's why I say like the strong 11. If you ran regular agility call of the crowd, that might be neater. But like any of those, like holder right there, like they're always useful. Like especially especially if it's like you never know what you're gonna run into. Like on Mimic, like I have access to like Cyber Attack, Super Dragon, Leg Twist, all that. But he's grapple 7, power 5. I'm running Bulldog Choke, hold it right there. Like I am not getting follow up stopped into dead. Mimic can survive a lot, but not everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, never mad at holder right there.
Yeah.
So I am mad at handful of hair, but that's just because I think you're poor if you run it. But Booker running a handful of hair in Faction Wars was still like one of the funniest things in the world because like Booker's like, I have all this and it's this character, and then he plays the poor man's card, and we're all just like, ah. Colby
well,
Bad.
and then 16, 17, 18, like I need to run 2 of these finish recursions, and I tend to so I don't want to put something on my top of my deck, preferably. It's just my play style.
Right.
Because it's protected if it goes to your hand, and you don't have to, it doesn't slow you down 1 turn. So
I understand that. I've gone back and forth on it. I will still do like maybe a finish recursion on my second most protected or third, like just to like have a tree of woe in
I was
there.
going to say that you're talking about the other skill cards. If you wanted something to go to hand, whatever the can't be stopped by derailed on 16, that way you would have a pickup any on your 16, and it's not just the finish.
Yeah. Which leads into my second point. So I probably wouldn't do derail because almost no one plays derailed. But
it's not to stop the derailed. It's just the fact that you have a pickup any on your most protected.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's just to pick up a stop if you need it. I think
Yeah.
say it.
I have loads of crowd pleaser and I can't remember what the 16 is, but
Mounted turnbuckle punches.
I have loads of ready to rumble, but I do not, loads of you're not ready. But I have 0 of the 12.
Oh,
Ready to rumble. I have
I see. Yeah.
So
that was a harder one too.
That's the reason at ACCW, my first pick that I got was the full Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, I randomly, I guess in a collection that I bought when I first started, I had, Savor the Moment 16. I had a Ready to Rumble, and when I was going through it, I was like, what are the odds? Like, I just looked through it, I had, like, the actual logo to Ready to Rumble. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. It was like, I can run this, yay! And I was, like, one of, like, 3 people in the TVA that had one.
Yeah, but swapping, I don't think I'd want the 16 Savor the Moment. Thank you. I might put it at 18, but this kind of works. I'd probably just stick with it.
I think
it obviously works.
Yeah, obviously works, right? Like that would be like legitimately maybe my only suggestion is to swap the effect of the 8 and 9, just so it's like if their gimmick is like hella powerful, which this was an open event, right?
Yeah.
Which you definitely, it's like, all right, so if you stop this call of the crowd, that means it's going to be harder for you to stop this getting over, and you're playing. If you're in an open field, you're playing fucking Liger, Pop and Twist, any of that. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to try and blank your gimmick, and now it's going to be harder.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, the rest of the stuff, it's like, and Beg, it's like, yeah, man, it's like it's harder because like sometimes you don't have the finish in the discard pile, but it's also like, hey, if you're running into another Tech 10, which there's plenty around, it's just a recursion that you can just congratulations, Micah. Nice to see you on heading off to college. Enjoy your time with them, man. Yeah, but you could just throw Beg as a follow-up sub and be like, all right, I'm going to try and get this finish back. And it's like, oh, you stopped that. Well, I got Trio Woe now, or I got Split Shoulder Scissors. Yeah. It's like you've got 3 very powerful recursion subs, and there's plenty of powerful Tech 10s in an open field that you can run into. So sometimes Beg for Mercy is just dead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the main thing I like saying is I want my 18 and 24 to be doing the same thing. That way,
and they're recursion, so more or less, yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's what I got. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, like my main recursion is all through sub.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times what I would do, so round 2 essentially, you crowd meter, 1 crowd meter 2. I'm not pushing any strikes. I'm using my sub recursion, and then I'm using my most likely my strike finish, which only has a C1 stop 1 and a 1 stop ME. Not necessarily, but not a lot of people run sub 8, 9, 10s. It's it's one of the lesser, or it feels like it's probably the least used skill out of the 6. though tech is probably the most well, power and tech are the top two generally. So a lot of times my tech is blank, but then I still get that for that recursion. But yeah, I mean, this is in general the deck. Day two origins, I'm just like, let me just try something different. I was slightly burnt out. I didn't even make top cut, but like the changes I made was I threw in a second gimmick blanker. I think that's all I did, and it just didn't work.
A second combo gimmick blanker?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're like, no, you're not allowed to have fun.
When I originally envisioned this deck, I
was going to say, it's really funny, though, that when I saw this, because before you won, I was talking to Dwayne the night before about playing a deck running double gimmick blankers like the 10, 11, 16, 18, and then running double showboat line, and then running all my recursion on the other slot.
Yeah. But the problem is consistency. You're running into problems with consistency with the gimmick blankers because you're caring more about what your opponent is doing and less about what you're doing. And you just lose out on recursion. And you need more recursion. But the main thing, if you're running the double take the mantle simple call showboat daredevil slam, or if you're just running just showboat daredevil slam, like two of that line, the thing that's most important is you got to know, what am I removing?
Yeah, what do you need out of your deck? What do you need to leave?
Will hate you as you just sit there and scroll through your stuff. You consult the tomes. They're like, God damn it, what the fuck are you doing? Give me a moment, which Rust Belt had to deal with a lot with that, a lot. But now I finally figured out what I like doing. And it's really going to depend on your competitor, and it's really going to depend on on your deck. But typically, what I do is I remove one of my 10, 11, 12 because I already have a lead out there. Actually, usually in this line, if I hit take the mantle, I'm removing the simple call. So if I hit one, I'm returning the other. That's just no brainer.
Yeah, you don't need them, right?
Yeah, you don't need it. I hit my consistency, I'm good. Next, I'm probably removing one of my recursion, and I'm removing one of my lead stops. That's usually what I do when I hit, that. I have what?
So when you were pulling one of the 10 through 12, was it normally always getting over first?
I would do getting over.
Sorry. Apologies. Yeah. Obviously, getting over is always the first one. Always.
Because you can pull it from wherever with the crowd pleaser. So it doesn't matter.
That's the obvious one because you can pull it with the crowd pleaser. And that's why I thought, if you're running crowd pleaser, savor the moment, and ready to rumble, you have 3 chaff cards just spit out, and you get card advantage by having 3 cards you can spit out. But it doesn't look that way. But anyways, you move the getting over, you remove one of whatever one of these are, and then usually, depends on what I feel like, I remove one of my 1, 2, or 3, which usually I don't like doing because this is my engine. Or what I'll probably do is, depending on if one of my skill stops is dead,
one of them.
Usually it's one of the dead skill stops. Then when I hit the showboat line, I usually don't like. You usually want to keep the opposite of the showboat line, because late in the game, you know how nice it is to you have 4 cards in your deck, you hit the showboat, you look at those 4 cards, you remove 2 you don't want, and the other 2 are going to hand. Now you're decked out. Like hitting a showboat line when you have 6 cards left is just beautiful.
It's like, I am getting the 2 cards I want.
I'm getting the 2 cards I want, and I'm decked out. And when you're decked out, if your opponent still has 5, 6, 10 cards in their deck, you're in the power position.
Right.
And when you have all these friendly berries, you're in the power position. Typically.
Yeah, you're like, well, now we're exactly where I want, because if I hit the showboat with 6 cards, I am now decked out, and then any stop that I play, it's not going to slow me down what I want at all, because if you make me bury something, I'm just going to draw immediately, and nothing changes in my pass and bury. Like, I'm not slowed down at all.
Yeah, definitely. But and then usually when I hit the showboat, that's usually when I start removing 1 through 3s, 10s and 12s, 16s and 18s. That's usually what I what I lean towards. Just because, if I hit that, if I hit it turn 2, 3, 4, whatever, I now have 10, 12 cards in my deck. Recursion is less important. It's just less important. So that's usually what I do. But
Yeah,
that's the gist of it. It's a pretty, all in all, a very basic deck. It's actually painful how simple it is.
Did you run into any issues with if stopped finishes?
So that was another thing I was thinking about. So I have no protection against if stopped. None.
So that's the reason I run the double flip the bird when I play these type of decks.
And that makes sense. I have never run into any if stopped issues.
Yeah.
Yes. But if you think about the if stopped, there's several that are with this deck, very difficult. Something that if it's stopped, it goes back on top of the deck and I can't deal with.
Yeah.
That's problematic. But the other thing is you got to think about is, let me think here.
Well, I have no issue with like no like roaring elbow or impact his family here because you're going to be burying any spotlight you see.
That's the reason I don't worry about that.
But basically the meta for the if stopped is it's not as strong. I feel like people are very afraid of the the impact. Is that
Crime
it?
doesn't play.
Crime doesn't play. They're very afraid of that silver bullet because a lot of people still play that silver bullet, and which causes people to be less reliant on competitors that are reliant on an if stopped finish. Because most of the ones that have an if stop finish, they're relying on that to win. Not 100%, but it's close, right?
Yeah,
so it's just a thought.
A lot of times, even like one of the strongest if stop finishes is Big Bad Bobby D, but he has a reroll now, so it's really a toss up whether you even see it. But that's why I was thinking it's like, again, like nitpicking. It's like if I would play one, it's probably like the sheep kneel at 14 because grapple 8 like it may be live, it may be not, and if not, you can just play it. You can play it as a 14 that has all right. Well, like I'm covered with Boss Beats effect. But that's entirely nitpicking, like you said. Like there are a lot of times like not incredible if stopped effects that you can't deal with.
That's actually probably the most important change because I just got lucky not running into anyone with if stopped.
Really. Hey, it happens.
But it happens.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess a couple of stories out of the origins with this deck. I mentioned so there's a finished sub that I don't even recall that it's a stop, but it only stops
Champion and Kickstarter.
An unstoppable kit card. Okay.
And the toe hold.
I was playing against Matt Haas, and I'm just doing my thing, and his crowd. I hit a finish, he breaks out, whatever. And then he's like, I'm gonna play this unstoppable kit card. And I just lean in. And he's ignoring me. I just lean in real close. I'm like, hey Matt, did you know this competitor has a finish sub that'll stop that card? And it completely broke his brain.
It doesn't take much.
Like, what? Like, are you playing it? No, just want to let you know.
That's fucking great. I love that. I also love that it was against Matt Haas. If there's anyone that mind games like that will work on, it is the A team. Like that.
Yeah,
it's fucking
but,
awesome. There's also no way he knows about the toe hold either.
No, but
I think he loves it. It's another stop he could put in his deck.
That's true.
It's true. And then what else? So the Cyclone KJ head-to-head. I think Cyclone's better hands down, just because it fires off more stuff. It's more defensive. Against things like Barry. But I think KJ, at least with my build of KJ, I have the upper hand. So I
I was gonna
played.
say, yeah, the main difference that I have with my build is where you've got all these to go ahead and load up your discard pile. I run heavier draw cards, is what
Mhm.
I do. So,
Yeah.
I'll have like the legendary Looney LARPing and I'll, get to draw 5 off of it if they let it
Mhm.
hit and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is consistency, right? It's
Mhm.
different style of consistency versus showboat, but yeah. But at least in the head-to-head, the reason why I ended up beating Polverino in that first one because that first head-to-head is because he plays very defensively. It's a style of play. Excuse me. But B, I'm constantly shoving my stuff to the discard, and he's constantly loading stuff into his discard. Now it's equal because it's you bury and you draw. But if you're playing defensively, it's a little bit harder. But we were about 50-50 on turn rolls, and I ended up beating him because he had no discard, a full deck. It's just what was in his deck, what was in play, and what was in his hand. That was the entire game. Where
So
I
yeah,
had,
when I played, I try to have a full deck, but I'm running searchers to go grab
Yeah.
what I want out of my deck.
which if he was running searchers, that might have actually helped. But he was not running searchers.
Instead
I
you
would be
train
interested to
kick.
see what the head-to-head is with the searchers in there.
Yeah, that's a different with you're trying to have like a massive discard pile and like empty your deck so fast rather than Cyclone like Trey does in Cyclone where it's like he's going to be shuffling in whatever. And so he needs those searchers. He's got set up the steel chair, he's got double throw. Like he doesn't need he's not worried about simple call.
Yeah.
He just wants to be able to get exactly what he needs at that certain time.
But so how many searchers do you have? 2?
3.
3?
I would run double throw. I ran standing moonsault and set up the steel chair.
So 3.
So is that
And then my 26 might have been.
Oh yeah, you had
how's that
Alpaca
different?
Slam.
Like between your 3 finishes?
Do it.
I mean, obviously I wouldn't know this when I'm playing against you, but how I would play, I would think, okay, you play the searcher. I have the stop in my hand. It goes into play. I stop it. Okay, and then I bury it, but it doesn't matter for you because the shuffle.
I'm shuffling. Yep.
Like that doesn't really matter, right? But then that's one searcher out of play. So it depends on how you load it up. You'd probably want to have multiple searchers, like maybe 1, 2, 1 and 2. I assume you don't have 1, 1, 1, where each one searches out one finish.
No. So like my 22 would search out any finish.
Any finish.
My 23 would search out the grapple. My 11 would search out the grapple.
Okay.
26 would search out the grapple.
Okay. So yeah.
And
so,
like in Maestro, because she's a 5/6, I run the 14 to search out a grapple as well.
Okay. So actually, you have 3 on grapple. So what I was about to say doesn't really matter because yeah, makes sense. Okay. No, cool. Well, if you don't have searchers, you're going to be sitting there with a full deck, and
in hell, and you're just drawing.
And if you're running all recursion, you're going to be sitting there in hell too, because you're going to have nothing in the discard pile that you get back.
Yeah, Grump ran into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into a Psycho Circus, and he's like, "Oh boy, I'm in hell."
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I hear people's thoughts on using multiple gimmick blankers? It depends for me, man. I don't think I'm willing to do that as much. Maybe in an open field, I might. If it's like,
I think in open fields is better. It depends on what gimmicks you're blanking with them. Determines how strong those cards are. Yes, it gives you a shuffle and a thin, which I don't think's ever bad.
And depending on who it's against, like if you're playing against somebody with double stops, they're getting over is like real powerful. But otherwise, it might just be like, all right, cool, +1.
But with that theory,
I've done it.
I wonder if you're better off running in this one, go crowd pleaser, getting over, and then running a gimmick blanker on 23. That way, it's all in the same color. Might be more beneficial if you're wanting to run double gimmick blankers.
Yeah, I just think it's too much, but it depends on what you got going on. I mean, it was too much for me because I rely heavily on my 17 through 19 for my recursion. So it just takes away recursion running multiple.
Yeah.
But if you're running two, might be good to run a crowd pleaser, one of the crowd pleaser line, and then one of in the opposite color slot of the if you have free lease and play blanket gimmick. That might be a little bit better. Probably not, but I've done that before to some success.
Okay. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Yeah. What type of deck would it work best in is what I'm thinking of, because that was the second question. I think if you can recur, maybe Chris Bay that can recur a follow up, because he rolls 9, he flips, and then adds a follow up to the top of the deck, and it's on a 9. So a lot of times he draws it. So if he gets to get crowd pleaser and savor the moment, like, sure. it's like I'm gonna smack you with this gimmick blanker no matter what. But the sure, if Colby gets to use it in a underworld title match, which hint, if you play against the new if you play against Deathmatch King Cardona, that might be an option. The but the I think for that your gimmick has to be incredibly powerful on its own, because you no longer have like 11, 12, like you're missing 10, 11, 12, and then additional 16 through 18. So you either have to be able to recur one of those those follow-ups to play, and then be fast enough on your own. You just have to be strong enough on your own, because you have one line on like that middle slot of cards to be able to recur
I was
or
talking
draw.
about playing that style with was Mambata. I was only going to be playing through strikes.
Mambata.
And so
you say
the other
no
two,
fun.
we're going to get everything out of the deck.
Yeah, you say no fun as Mambata. Yeah,
only my fun. No, your fun.
Yeah, no, yeah. Which I might rebuild Mambata now that those are out, because I was just like, all right, beg for mercy's blank, back from the brinks, back, go to hell. And that was my thing. I didn't have any gimmick blankers at the time. She's still really fun. I know Bombada's in the chat, so maybe in a CAC again. Maybe next Southern Fried CAC where they book every competitor on Earth, I'll be doing that again. Oh my god! Oh man, we rather than going off the rails, we actually had like hardcore deck discussion this week. It was a nice change of pace, man. The it's somebody we know and respect, so yeah, that's obviously going to happen. But the this was fun. I always like getting like different viewpoints. Oh god!
I would say bad Billy Bag. Well, the one takeaway I'd say, and this is my gimmick, like running the double of the two line is what I do. So like and also KJ, like this deck tweaks maybe, but I think I could win a CAC with this, and that's like my personal like that's
bar.
You win a CAC, it's a bar. I will never buy a competitor if I unless I actually win one. So, and that's my goal. And I think this deck can win a CAC hands down. I had a little bit of reservations of coming on here and like showing it, but you know what? Whatever. I had my origins moment. KJ and Paul gave my origins moment. That's cool, right?
You're one step above Polverino now, because he would never.
I've shown off a lot of these deck lists, and I still have people asking me what the deck list is, and I was like, it was on the show. It's been seen.
It's true.
So,
but the takeaway, though, I'd say is if you have two of each, build a deck with two of the 7 and 8, 7, 9, whatever of the Take the Mantle line, and a Showboat and Daredevil Slam. Like, find a competitor that works for, and you will have a smile on your face. Your opponent will fucking hate you. Just that's the takeaway. If you're out there, try that.
I think that's a good a good advice. So are we gonna live build this fucking Bad Billy Bagpipes deck, Trey?
Sure.
God, this is one that it's like it does not fit my play style whatsoever. And Trey,
And I
honestly,
hate this play style.
you hate this play style. So it's a schoolboy deck.
It's a hand destruction deck. Of course,
It's a hand. It's a hand destruction schoolboy.
Well, I mean, I
deck.
think it's backslide because it's hand destruction.
It depends. It's whether you want
Because
to draw
they're already randomly discarding a card from their hand, they're just going to stop it if they have a stop any. So I'm thinking you're just trying to double slam where you rip 2 off a backslide.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. The oh, God. This is the one. Like I thank you, Will. Fucking bagpipes. Oh God. All right. So I'm trying to think. Do we pull up just like a notepad and just start typing shit?
Sure.
Let's see.
I don't know how much I'm gonna help I'm gonna be because I looked at Billy Bagpipes and I'm like, this competitor is terrible.
Me too.
Yes.
Me.
Like, not terrible, but it's just.
I know Jeremy was playing him some at locals, and he's been having some success. So more power to him. Just not my playstyle.
I think it's the kind of thing where it's like you just play like it's very role dependent. Like if you roll well, like because it doesn't really help out your gimmick or anything. It's like, all right, the first card is random discard. What'd you discard? Oh, I discarded pineapple for sheep. Oh, okay. It's like doesn't really help, and then you just don't get to do it again.
I mean, the main thing is just anytime I look at a gimmick, any gimmick, it's like, how many times per game am I going to reliably do this?
Yeah.
Just
so that's the thing. That's the reason it's got to be a schoolboy deck. It's so you can get the gimmick off multiple times.
And each schoolboy is going to get you one fire in the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to go from 2 or 3 times
the
a game.
next time, I guess, unless you're just first turning schoolboy. But yeah.
All right, let's. I'm gonna pull up a notepad, share screen. Hello.
I do not have I cannot see the finishes because on the website.
They're not on the website.
So I don't actually know what the finishes are.
Yeah, what the hell? I was just doing that. I was like, okay. Let's see.
I don't.
So my first thought is because
I don't think we. I don't
the,
think we do the DQ because the crab meter is gonna be high enough.
Because you are trying to get to your backslide as quick as possible. 1 through 6 is the cold slap 9, outside of 4 being APOC.
APOC, and then
because you need to clear the board, so APOC I feel like is needed.
Cold snap, burn down. Hey, I use these in defectors, so I know what they are. Overheat 5 is it's whirlwind whip. Yeah, I always get a giggle out of awesome cosmic arm. I don't know why I went all caps. 7. Are we just doing add a lead, making an impact, or is it adding a finish, which is better in these types?
I mean, how are you going to be?
You could drawing dimes here because he is strike 9 and sub 10. This is something.
I think one of them needs to be the line that you like for CACs. The chug.
Oh, crowd meter 2, add and play an
so
additional
you can
card.
add back the backslide and then play it. So at least one of those I think needs to be there.
Well, here's the thing: if you add it to the top of deck, you do.
Oh, it's top of deck. It's not hand. Never mind.
Correct. Yeah.
So maybe double making the impact and the other.
I don't know. It might just be a draw too because I think you're not going to be extremely fast.
I was gonna say drawing dimes might be the right call in 7 because I really don't know what other skill cards you're running.
That makes sense.
Is there anything that you could play?
Who said they are bad? Are you talking about the chug 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 and no sir? In Stips they are way better than you think.
Is there
It
anything
sits
that you
there
could run on
outstanding.
8 that actually would force out their number 1?
Oh, Bailey finishes. Oh yeah, the finishes are bad. Yeah, that's why we're running backslide. A powerful. So stat line is
So I mean, I guess he could run the
stat line is
2-8. He
grapple.
could run the
or
2-8 combo to run the finish there, but with how you're clearing the board so much, I don't think it's worth it.
no.
Toss out of the ring maybe to drop their hand size back down to give you a reset.
Which is toss out of the ring.
To
Oh,
pick up
wait. I know what it is. It's sweet and salty.
sweet and salty. Yes.
It's a must-stop grapple in a hand deck.
Yep. And then the other thought on 9 is you could run Cauldron Bull if you didn't want to run.
That way it would be a draw or top deck schoolboy.
Yeah. Or sweet and salty.
Yeah. 10.
So then, do you want to leave drawing dimes, or do you want to add 8 on 7,
Yeah,
making an impact on 7?
Let's do making an impact. 10, 11, 12.
Kick back, pin into the corner.
Because it feels slow already.
And then I guess 11 double
not
throw
okay.
is how I would do it. But I mean, some people may want to run. Was it the slithering tackle?
Pin I to the corner. It depends.
I mean, I guess you could run
I think
fighters on one of
I
those
would-
as well. That would help thin up the deck.
My thought is, do you do the crowd pleaser here to
To have
force
another way
grapple
that they would
stops
block.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can let's see.
So you got the 17.
Running. Yeah, you can't do friendly berry here because they'll just bury schoolboy.
I'd run flip stops.
It's whatever.
That way, if they're dead, you still just can go ahead and keep loading up your discard pile.
I'm be real. I'm just lazy, and those stop names are longer than what I was already typing. So I'm just gonna do slash flip.
Yep.
16. You are 10-6 tech. Do you just do Steel City?
Probably.
That way you can get back your stop for your finish submission. Your 20, as it's your only stop. 18. I don't know what finger
I mean, I
lock.
don't know if you want to
know.
mock twist clutch or if you want to draw more.
That's what I was saying. Maybe what is it, like King's Wrench? They have a stop and play draw
To
too.
draw. Yeah.
19 Trash Bash.
Yep.
20. That is Pile Driver.
And crash
This-
and burn.
22. Your most
Muay Thai.
protected slot. Muay Thai
Muay
knee
Thai.
or Muay Thai strikes.
Strikes.
Do you want to do that or is sheepish running?
Muay Thai strikes. You're pushing grapples. You're not caring about stat line.
Okay, so from this it would be from darkness into light, or
Back from the brink.
or back from the brink. Back from the brink probably better, so you can go get your 20.
Yep.
$24. Split shoulder scissors. Seems
I
decent.
mean, I like, if you're going all this destruction, I like having the double Muay Thai strikes, but.
Oh, okay, so this would be.
Or you could run, a Tiger Driver line there if you just really wanted to be an asshole. Boot in the
boot in
corner.
the corner sounds good to me. Boot in the corner. 25.
I mean, you just keep going hand destruction. whatever it is, the stop
Butt
and lead or
stomp.
finish. Yeah.
It's either neck vice or boot in the corner. Both very, like, they're asshole cards. I also don't. I also think the like you don't have to be in the position where you. Oh no, sorry, Will. Yeah, it would be neck vice. Yeah. 27 is foot in the ropes or wrapping the ropes. Wrapping the ropes is the berry. $28 non DQ stock. 29 stock. 30 stock. Or is there a 29 that would be better for him? Let's see these dog shit finishes.
I have no idea what his finishes are because I can't see them.
I will add. Let's see. Add other screen. Smash your coconut. I like how it's just the same finish, except that one is DQ and slightly better style, but it's the same thing. I'll say this. The grapple is not that bad. It actually works. Actually, the grapple work is dynamite for a backslide deck. Let me... It's not letting me pull up two things, so I'm going to have to stop this for a second and pull up share screen. Firefox. Wow. There we go. All right, so this is the grapple I was talking about. So this grapple is 6 to an 8, 8 to a 9, 9 to a 10. And it's add a finish from discard pile to hand. So they stop backslide. You get to play the finish grapple, and you get to pick up backslide.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, though, is like you would really want a bottom booster with the way you're playing with backslide. But I mean,
it's got 6, 2, and 8. But if it's like crab meter 1 or 2, then hey, I've got 3 or 4 overkills. Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect. None of this guy screams perfect. I'm just saying it could be a lot worse than being able to recur backslide on your finish grapple with multiple 10s.
How many cards do we have that can recur that backslide for that finish?
We have 7, 8, 9, or 7 and 9. I guess we could.
So the 16.
16.
29,
16, 22, 23.
So
list again, Drew.
Huh?
I mean,
flip the list again. Let's see the list.
Let's see if I can.
I would assume with a backslide, you want to be able to shove that backslide as much as possible.
Right.
So I would be more inclined to play less. So we have 2 cards that are draw 2 in the 10, 11, 12, and
yeah,
1 card that's draw 2 in the 16, 17, 18. I'd probably be more inclined to play 1 more finish recursion there, but
you're only wanting the grapple is the thing.
But yeah, I mean, which would mean you'd have to run something other than Cloud Pleaser, so you can run the 11 that'll recur your finish. But
trying to see if
I think it would have to be the one like that's to put a stop back on top. If they have a stop in play, you put a grapple on top. And then in that case, they just throw candy at you or pretzel at you.
Yeah.
And then it's on the bottom of your deck. But I mean, you are running the stops at that case to go ahead and get it off the bottom.
And does I didn't look at the stat line. Does he have any option of running any of the normal skill recursion stops? I assume not.
No.
He's a bottom 3. He's strike 9, sub 10, grapple 8.
I mean, the only thing I'd say is probably instead of that King's Wrench, throw a Tree of Woe in there.
Tree of Woe. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, if it's available.
But I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because you want strong grapples to be able to... It's either that or we swap a... Oh! never mind. I think I understand.
I
What
mean,
to
I
do
think
here.
if you're playing a
Uh,
Skillboy deck, there's better options. You could play Cardona, you could play Mitchell Manja, you could play Haley Stevens. There's just
So
better ways to play it.
I think here's our option here. Let me pull up the notepad again because I think this is actually the better way to do it. So you do not have a 26, right? So you need some must stops on strikes. So I think you move the gimmick blanker to here, and that way you just run the recursion on grapples. So I think you do enjoy everything. And safer, because if you only have this, because grapple 8 is a toss up if it's live or not, and you only have pile driver,
swinging whatever on something,
swinging suplex, or I would imagine American drag and drop, because I would say they can spectacle, but you're a hand destruction deck, so they're gonna have less than you anyway.
But that's the thing I said, like, your 1 through 6 is getting it off the bottom for you.
Yeah.
Outside of 4.
Yeah,
so
and if they can do you. So this can be hello there. Or just to search for it.
Yep.
Sure.
Which is, it's either to search for the backslide or your
14 or 20.
Yeah, whichever's live. Yeah, I think that's a better option, just because because those gimmick blankers can be must stop depending on your gimmick. And as Ron is very lovely to point out, and I was going to, because it's like, if we're boosting the crowd meter,
yep,
if it's crowd meter 1 or higher, stand for my national anthem.
Cue the back box.
That was actually like way louder than I thought it was going to be too. It's like, it wasn't even that loud, but it's like, yeah. I think this looks good. Like, I think if there's a way it's going to work, like, of course we're going to get Piglet on in the comments being like, no, it should just be 30 draw 2s and then Schoolboy. But that's the way he does it, and it's like, we're trying and keep it with the flavor of the gimmick, because it's like, yeah, we understand their Schoolboy is better in general because of a draw 2, but if you're making them randomly discard a card, making them randomly bury a card is pretty good too. And then they should have less stops because you're destroying their hand, so you just keep picking up. Let's go. Piglet has tried it and been disqualified for easier. See our first Southern Fried, where they had 4 T50 characters on Team Atlanta.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what Jeremy had on his Billy Bagpipes deck. The only other thing is like, if you're wanting to have the must stops, maybe swapping 22 and 24 as well.
Oh, Moonsault. That's true.
Yeah, put Moonsault on 22 and then Neck Vice on 24.
I think that's a good change. Oh, all right. Well, now that I feel dirty, that I have built a hand destruction deck that I think is actually worse than a lot of like very easy hand destruction decks. Somebody give this a fun. If you hate your friends, play it with them. If you want to, yeah, if you win an online or a major tournament, if you play it in a weekly, yeah, I'll play it at locals. I don't give a damn. It's like, if Joe decides to play this, and it's just no, absolutely not.
It's not my jam, baby.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to Funtime Bob and see if he wants to have fun with it.
Yeah, he might.
If you run into backslide Billy Bagpipes, let me know.
The thing is like, Barry used to be very prominent at Rust Belt. It kind of went by the wayside. It was mostly because Dave would play hand destruction all the time. Sean Spears.
Oh no.
Yeah, Sean
Much-
Spears, man from IT.
Yeah, we've seen that
Talking
pop up
about
at
much
TVA
better.
locals as well.
Yeah, I mean, which talking about much better Barry competitors.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect 10. Sean Spears is
Pretty good.
so much more random Barry.
Perfect 10, Sean Spears, Google Docs Dan, Spencer Vance. We have all the fun ones at TVA locals.
I only have one of those. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I mean, I love Citizen X. He is, but it's not as bad. Citizen X, I don't consider a Barry deck. It is, but I don't really consider it.
It's a filter-ish. It's just a very bad feeling filter.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, if you guys are ever in the need of, if you have no one for Stack Card, you've gone through your Rolodex of like 50 people who are better, the 50 people who are better options, I can get out and show you Citizen X is actually a really good deck.
I do not think that there are 50 better deck builders than you.
No.
Especially in stuff that we're looking for, like if I'd be like, hey, can I have a deck for Deathmatch King Cardona? It's like, no, dumbass. Like with the deck builds itself. It's like keyword decks.
Disqualification.
Yeah, like keyword decks are easier. That's why when someone asks for Spencer Vance deck list, it's like it's pretty much there. It's just a flavor deck of a flavor which drops at certain places and how
I was
to
going to
play
say,
it, etc.
I'd played against Drew Spencer Vance, but I had not actually seen the deck list. I built it, and there was 3 cards difference.
Yeah. TVA maybe played Stillwell last Sunday. That's funny.
Well, you didn't have the hand destruction TVA members there Sunday, is what it was.
That's true. My one hand destruction deck. 2 technically Stylo. Stylo.
The defector.
He's got 3. He just has one. His random discard 19 through 21. That's all it is. And I'm hurting myself.
You are not.
If I random discard my 21 and I got to pick it back up, it's just a neutral card. Except for you. You might get fucked over. Yeah, or I get to pick up my sub finish, which has 3 9s and a 10. Because I'm a big fan of characters just copying the numbers on TVA Commissioner finish sub 6 to a 9, 8 to a 9. I'm like, love to see it. Big fan. It's like I'm just gonna play this guy now. Or I still say the finish grapple for the defector. Yeah, he went all big D words, which whatever. It should have been the 7-10 split because it's +1 to everything but 7-10. And I'm like, oh, it's and not only is that a pretty damn good finish, if you're +1 to 5, 6, 8, and 9, just a massive stat stick. It's just it would have been such a good name. Maybe Sean with the bowling competitor can have that one. All right. We're running up to Talk of the Universe. So I want to thank Joe for coming on. I want to thank everyone for hanging out. And probably raid if Will is here to set it up. He said ye. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we've built and we got Fireball for next time, which probably requires more thought than this. This is just ew. Nobody feels great about this deck.
It was banged out pretty quick, though. I'm just impressed in your guys' knowledge of card names and just how quick you just kind of banged out, boom, 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 a well thought out deck for a trash.
I was going to say, we sit and do this in Discord. Brian will be like, let's think of a deck in 5 minutes, and we'll just bang out decks like this.
Really?
Yeah. It helps. They and I have spent an impossible amount of time on SRG PC.
I was going to say, when
we know the lines.
Matthew and Drew would just be sitting in Discord, and we would just be making decks like this.
Yeah, this is this is how the TVA got good. Is that we were just playing a lot, and then it's all right, we build it like this and give it a shot and see how it works. very quickly, and then we play
I was
against
going
each
to
other.
say, it kind of brain broke Canola. He's like, why are y'all building this deck? We're like, we're just building a deck out to see what it looks like, to see if it would actually be something we play. And he's like, man, it just makes no sense. Why aren't you playing it for something?
And it's
you
like,
know-
well, it's fun. The game is fun. Sorry about it. Oh my god. All right. Well, see you guys later, and enjoy Talk of the Universe.
So,
You're right.